Touchdown Tampa Bay. You're listening to the Pewtercast.
Welcome to the Pewtercast. I am Brent Allen, your host, joined by my good friend for the very first time this season, sitting right across the table from me, Mr. Ren Dax. Ren, it's real good to see you in person, man. It might have been about a year at this point.
It's true. It might have been about a year because of the COVID. Did you get tested before you came and sit next to me?
No, I have not.
Okay.
But according to my Bucs fan promise, I'm clear because I haven't been in order to go to the games now, you have to I
always wonder what that promise was. Is it like you have to sign away all your medical rights to come in with the game?
No, it's more just hey, have you traveled anywhere that's under a quarantine or like COVID thing, or have you been in contact with anybody, or have you been sick? You promise? Okay, good. Then you can come in. That's all it is.
Okay. I feel better because that was never covered. They talked about it, but they didn't hey, you just got to sign this fan promise. I'm like, well, what does that mean?
Right.
Hey, if you get sick, you can't sue us. Sign here.
That's pretty much not at all what it was. It was really just, you promise you're not sick is all it was. But for those of you who wondered, this was a game that I actually got to be a part of, and it was a lot of fun. I got to take my buddy Matt, who is a Packers fan.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out, Ren, whenever I bring a fan of an opposing team, we win. I'm batting 1,000 every time that happens now.
I'm willing to be an opposing fan every home game.
Well, we'll see how that works out. It just probably means you have to wear their jersey. That's the other thing, is you got to wear that jersey.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Well, guys, listen, we are here to talk about this Packers game, Packers versus Bucs. Final score was, 38-10.
Yep.
Didn't even get garbage time points this game. And we'll get into all of that. But before we do that, as usual, I want to give a quick hello and a quick shout out to the press box. Ren and I are live here at the press box. It's a really cool establishment. They got great wings out here drinking a couple of beers. And they called and they're like, hey, come on in. You can do your show live in here. So if you guys hear all the background noise, that's what's happening. If you hear Ren and I doubling up a little bit, that's just because we're so close and we're trying to talk and at least hear each other for that. So we'll try to mitigate that. But we're pretty sure we've got all the technology working. You guys should be able everybody who's joining us live, you should either be able to call in or you should be able to join us here in the video chat.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I have a 3.5-hour drive after this.
Right.
So if I cut you guys off, that's just because we're trying to get through everybody who wants to call in. We want this to be a regular show, but we may try to just speed it up a little bit. But outside of that,
sorry,
man,
Prime.
I'm excited to get in and talk about this game.
Sorry, Prime, you have to keep it short.
Right, Brian in Memphis. If you call in, you got to keep it short.
Brian in Memphis will not be answering your call.
A few people are saying that things are echoing, gargling, guys. I apologize if that's the sound you guys are hearing. First of all, it'll all get cleaned up on the podcast feed later, but it's really just I think a product of where we are. So hello to everybody who is joining us live right now online at youtube.com, on Periscope, on Twitter, on Facebook. Maybe you're on pewtercast.live, wherever you guys are joining us, or if you're joining us on the podcast feed later, hello to all of you guys. Welcome to the show. We will open up phone lines here in just a minute, but before we do that, Ren, Buccaneers win.
Mm-hmm.
You had said, I had said that this was a game, not that the Buccaneers should lose, but that the Buccaneers could lose, on the schedule. And we didn't. And actually in very glorious fashion. Give your opening thoughts on today's game.
Well, obviously, everyone in Bucs fandom was right. The white on white uniforms are cursed.
Yes.
So it's the white on pewter, undefeated. since 19 whenever we went away from those. We were undefeated in pewter pants and white shirts with that color scheme since what, in the past 6 years, I think we haven't lost a game.
There you go.
Well, we're back on track. That's what I'll say. You know, when you say like, oh, we're going 12-4 and these are 4 games you're going to lose, you're probably going to win one of them. But then you're also probably going to lose a game you're supposed to, like the Chicago game. And then you win a game that you've chalked up to a loss, like this. So we're right back on track where we thought, we were. Like the people that said, well, the Saints going to be a tough game, wouldn't be surprised if we lose that. Oh, we're going to beat Chicago. That didn't happen. Ooh, the Packers, like, they're undefeated. They score 30 points a game. Like, they run the ball really well. No Vita Vea. The defense has looked soft the past couple of weeks against really, not great quarterbacks. But, man, I'm telling you, Peter Pants and white shirts. They came out.
And Brent bringing an opposing fan.
Yes, that's the cocktail. Add ice, shake, put in a tumbler. The defense was very dominant, and it was just a fun game to watch. I can't imagine being there, even though there wasn't a lot of fans there. That it was a game, and what's so great about it is, well, for me, it was Joe Buck and Troy Aikman's third Buccaneer game, and the other 2 games they lost. They did the Saints game, they did the Bears game.
Oh wow!
So finally, this is a game that all of America watched because it was us and the Dolphins and the Jets.
Right.
So most of America got to see it, and the Bucs put together 4 quarters as an offense and as a defense, and we can see what this team, can do when it's firing on all cylinders. Not a perfect game, but a very dominant win against, what a lot of people considered the best team in the NFC.
I might give you a little bit of pushback.
Sure.
I don't know that I can say that the Buccaneers put together 4 quarters.
Why not?
They put together 3.5. Because let's be honest, that first opening half of that first quarter got real tense. And it got real tense in the stadium. I don't know what it was like for you guys watching on the TVs. But it was what they do. They came out and went 3 and out. The Buccaneers did.
And then they didn't get the ball back until the second quarter. So what do you want them to do?
Is that true? They got the ball once in the first quarter and then didn't get it back till the second quarter?
I believe so, yeah.
Really?
And the defense only gave up 10 points.
That's right. But they gave they came out and scored the field goal and then came back and scored that touchdown right after.
Right.
And at that point in the game, I got to tell you, the Packers fans in the stadium were all like, ha, 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 Mr. Big Swinging Dinglings. And, all the Bucs fans were like, okay, all right, fine.
Oh, it was full-blown panic on Twitter.
Well, I wasn't paying that much attention during the game.
People were calling for BA's head.
No, were they?
Yeah. After 10 offensive plays the Bucs have run,
right.
BA needs to go. Same old Bucs. Here comes the blowout.
Right.
It was pathetic.
That was what you're describing is what the same feeling was in the stadium.
From who?
Then,
From who?
Just sort of in general, the general air of that stadium.
Oh, okay. You're a mind reader now.
Yes, exactly. I told you, Bren, we feel the aura. Remember when Ryan Fitzpatrick steps on, you just feel it.
Yeah.
No, but then Jamel Dean catches that interception.
Right.
Runs that pick 6 in, and the whole game shifted, and it never shifted back.
Yeah. It did. You're right. 4 quarters.
I've said before, I'll say it again. I love me some Jamel Dean. I really do.
Yeah, there was a little bit of talk of him a couple of weeks ago, before the Chicago game. Where is he? They just teams just weren't throwing at him, and they threw at him in the second half Chicago game, and he got 5 breakup passes, and then and then today they threw at him and he got a pick 6. But I think that defense I talked about, in the Buck and the News show is a lot better than we've sort of given credit for. Even though I've said, oh my God, there's this massive hole on the left side when they play zone. Why are they playing zone? Let's play man to man. And at the end of the day, you look at the points they gave up, and you're like, well, you should win all those games. Even with, if you don't throw interceptions and pick 6s and have, 297 yards and penalties, those games are extremely winnable. They're not giving up 38 points. They're not giving up 28 points. The most points they've ever given up was 24. So I think it was the most complete game they played, and I think it was for 4 quarters because it's kind of hard to judge the offense off of 1 3 and out.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, Ren, with that, why don't we go ahead and open up the phone lines and the video chat? If anybody would like to call in, we will take your phone call. That number is 864-729-BUCKS. That's 864-729-2827. Also, for those of you joining us in the chat room, we are dropping the link. If you would prefer to join us live on the video chat, we will get you in here as well. So you guys make sure you get in and do that. While we wait on that first call, Ren, I asked this question on Twitter and here we go.
I think we have a phone call.
We do have a phone call. You are on with Brent and Ren for the Instantcast, for the Pewtercast Live, whatever the heck we're calling this thing these days. Who do we got here tonight?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Corey from Nashville.
Corey, what's up, Corey?
Hey, Corey.
Oh, there you go. Hey, man. So I called into it earlier. The loose cannons guys, I talk to them all the time to kind of get my uncensored rants out the way.
Right.
After watching Thursday, we made some valid points. First of all, I have Aaron Rodgers on my fantasy team. Do you know where he was before this game started?
Where?
On my bench. That's how much I respected our secondary. That's how much I respected our secondary. And I told them, I said, listen out to how many times you hear Devontae Adams' name today. Well, we heard it 4 times. We actually heard it probably more when we got the pick 6 just because he was the intended receiver. Carlton Davis, guys, is an absolute. He is the most complete corner that I am watching in football right now. And if you need validation, just look at that huge play right before we got the interception. The second interception play he did to knock that ball out of Aaron Williams' hand, Aaron Jones' hand. When he got him on the wheel route, he hit him, knocked him out of bounds.
Right.
Listen, that guy we're watching something special happen at the cornerback position in Tampa Bay. All those false years that we said no fly zone and the Darrell Reeves and all that. This is coming to fruition, and I am enjoying my Bucs. No penalties, guys.
Yeah.
No penalties.
Yeah.
I'm 32. That hasn't happened since '83.
Yeah.
No penalty in the entire game. After quite frankly, we lost a whole game because of penalties. To me, and when we played Chicago, and to come back and respond, see that right there. And I love these things, but that right there is what we mean when we say the Brady effect. That right there is what we mean when we talk about a player coming from a winning organization for 20 years, bringing that mentality. For us to have 0 penalties, this team is something special. And I get on Twitter, and you guys were mentioning the fans were all divisive. Oh, it's about to happen again. Oh, it's about to happen again. Everybody get blown out. Here it comes. I'm so sick of those guys. And those guys better get their act right before we start going on a run, and then they want to come and get on the ship. No, y'all better walk that damn plank. Y'all was sitting out there on ready to jump ship when Green Bay was up 10-0. No, stay out there on that plank. All that negativity, all that stuff about what's wrong with this team and everything else. Listen, guys, that was the most healthy we've been all year, especially on offense. I know we lost Vita, but me personally, I'm not the biggest individual Vita fan. I do think when you add him to our collective front seven, when he comes to our collective front seven, he is what he is. He's a really good, almost great nose tackle.
Corey, I don't know. I haven't looked at the stats. I don't know how well they ran the ball on us. They didn't
run well at all.
They didn't. It seemed like there was a couple of times they came right up the middle. They didn't at all.
There's one.
There was a couple of
run on their first possession. They had one run for 20 yards.
Yeah, there was a couple of gashes, but overall, I think they only had 60 yards when the game was out of hand, before they started giving it to Corey Dillon. So it was a very good showing, and a lot of what you said, like Carlton Davis, I was going to say at this pause, I'm watching the game. It's time, I'm agreeing with Bruce Arians now. He's a top 10 corner. He's done it for the whole entire year, for the end of last year.
At least 11 weeks straight now. At least 11 weeks straight.
He shut down number ones week after week after week after week. And a shout out to Nacho.
You don't hear their name.
Yep. Shout out to Nacho. It didn't seem like there was much of a drop off in the run, stopping the run. And what's so great about that secondary with Dean and SMB, who he looked lost early, but he came around there, kind of right when the pick 6 happened.
He's a great blitzer. He's a great nickel. He's a great blitzer. SMD. I think it's a really good blitzer. He has really good timing on his cornerback blitzes. It really rushes and throws. I'll let you guys go, but I'm just going to say this, and I'll let you guys go and get to the next caller because I know we got a lot of excited fans. I don't think there's enough superlative for Lavonte Davis. There's not enough superlative for that guy.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a linebacker that's in his radius outside of maybe Luke Kuechly, which ironically is another linebacker we could have had, but we drafted Mark Barron, which is hilarious to me. But I don't think there's been another linebacker.
Mark Barron's still playing.
To literally do. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, let's have Luke Kuechly for 7 years with Lavonte Davis. See how far we go.
I'm just.
Yeah.
Barron just wasn't as bad as the pick as everybody.
Yeah, Corey, I'm going to let you go. We got a bunch of people lining up, so we're going to get them in. All right, man. Thanks for the call. We'll call you back next week. Guys. All right, man. Thanks, Corey. Thanks, Corey. Ren, we got a special surprise jumping in here. Always glad to get this guy on the show. Please help me welcome the Godfather of Tampa Bay Buccaneers podcasting, school, smoking a cigar, Derek Fournier.
He's feeling it.
Welcome to the Pewtercast Live, buddy.
It is great to be here. How are you guys doing this evening? I assume as well as I am.
We are. Look at my shadows, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm on the back
I'd be doing better if I had one of those
bad
cigars.
lighting.
Is that
bad lighting?
Is that Brando?
No, so if I either get overlit or underlit, so apologies. But I just want to call in and say congratulations to all the Bucs fans out there. I know that it was an emotional win for me watching this thing happen, and I know it was emotional for the Bucs fans out there. And I want to echo, Ren couldn't have. Well, he agreed with me, and so I think he's brilliant, which is sort of
That's why we're friends.
That's why we're friends. Everything you said is correct. The jumping off of the cliff in the first quarter was just driving me nuts. They had the ball for 3 plays, and everyone knew, okay, at 10 points when all that was going on, you needed one quick turn. That's all you needed. And we got the ball at the half. So everyone just relax. Also, Nunez-Roches, big play in the middle. Golston and Nelson aren't going to get as much credit, but they played really well in the snaps that they got. Which was great. The defense was fantastic. David's getting tons of credit, which he deserves, but D. White was just all over the damn field today.
Yeah, he was. Welcome back.
So I'm really proud of the team, and Brady's accuracy is mind-numbing at times. Some of those throws that he was making today were crazy. So I'm excited as a Bucs fan. I said I had the cigar ready. I got told I should put it away early. But it's still here, and I got more for the rest of the year. So go Bucs.
Hey, go Bucs, Derek. Please smoke every single one of them some bitches as we go on through this season, brother.
I'm going to do my best, my friend. Y'all take care, okay?
All right. Thanks, my friend.
Thanks, Derek. Good to see you.
All right. Ren, always good to talk to Derek.
Podcasting royalty.
There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Ren, we got a guy who has called into the video chat, but there's no video, so we're just going to get to talk to his audio. Zach, are you out there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Zach. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, just excited, really excited about the win. It was a great game to watch. I was really stoked about how we got down in the second half and Old Bucs would have just lost that game. They would have given up, and we just kept pedal to the metal and kept scoring.
Are you talking about how they didn't let up off the gas? You know, when you talk about putting your foot on their throat and just stomping, is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying I think Old Bucs would have just given up, you know? I feel like we went down 10-0 like that. The whole momentum of the game switched. And without that Jamel Dean interception, I feel like the Old Bucs would have just laid down and taken it.
I don't know, Ren, let me throw that over to you. What do you think? How instrumental was that Jamel Dean interception in changing the momentum? Or even if we didn't get that particular one, would the rest of the game gone, you know? I know we don't play the what-if game a ton, but
yeah,
like how instrumental was that interception? What do you think?
Well, obviously it was huge. I mean, you know, but if we didn't get that, and let's say Green Bay went down and scored, it's a completely different ballgame. Now you're down 13-17 to nothing. Yeah. But even if the defense stops them, I still think like the team was focused, and that was something huge I was looking for coming off that completely unfocused Chicago game. Was like I don't care if you lose this game, just don't lose it the way you lost it in Chicago.
Yeah, you know? 0 penalties. That's what we want.
Amazing. That's never going to happen again in our
no
lifetime.
Turnovers.
Yeah.
That will happen again in our lifetime. No penalties and no turnovers. That will never happen again in our lifetime. It won't happen. It's just.
I got to be honest. When I heard in the stadium Jerome Bolger was the official, I was like, I
don't know that guy.
You don't know that guy? Yeah, I don't. Maybe honestly, I think I might feel that way about every officiating crew. Like, they throw flags, but I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of flags on either side of the ball.
No, there wasn't. No.
Yeah,
but I'm with you. Obviously the fans who have PTSD or STDs or whatever.
PTSD.
PTSD. That's the reaction that we got, in the 10-0 lead and going 3 and out. And I understand it. I was just a little disappointed in it because if you've been paying attention, it's a different team because you just watched it, 2 weeks ago with the Chargers game. But I get it. Exactly. I'm not mad at him. Well, I'm not mad at him. I mean, be any way kind of fan you're going to be. But if it's going to pop up my timeline, I'm going to call you out on it because you're being a dum-dum head. But, that's fine. Dum-dum heads are fine. Like they wear like the shirt goes over the head just like everybody else. But, this is a different team. And that I was looking for, the quote-unquote Brady being like how, and he's going to get a lot of credit for getting the team focused and having no penalties. And this is what he's used to. And now it's the Patriot way. And I don't know if all that's true. But what is true is that they stunk Thursday and they pulled a complete 180 and played like the way they know how. Now, for Buck fans, we've seen this happen before. Now, can you string it together with, not 2 wins, but like 3 wins? And then,
exactly.
Like they did after the Saints game. So, you get 3 more wins. I think we have to play the Saints in there somewhere, which I'm not nearly as afraid of as I was week 1. So what are we looking at? Like 7-2?
Yeah, which is a very exciting place to be.
Suck.
I'm very, very excited. I'll let you guys get to other callers. I know you got a lot lining up. Very excited about the rest of the season. And thanks for doing the show. I enjoyed calling in.
You got it, Zach. Hopefully we hear from you on a future week. All right, buddy?
Awesome. Take care, guys. Go Bucs.
All right. Thanks, Zach. Go Bucs.
Thanks, Zach. That sounded a lot like Chris via Virginia via Alaska.
You think so?
I was wondering if he wasn't if he was hiding his face because he thought maybe I would say stuff like, but why?
Right. Ren, we got a caller coming in. Colin, you're on the Pewtercast Live with Brent and Ren. Who do we got here?
Hi, this is Scott from Miami.
Scott from Miami. What's going on, Scott from Miami?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
It's good, brother.
Big Wednesday.
Yeah, it's going great, man.
I've been listening to you guys for a while. Finally wanted to call in.
Thank you.
I really want to talk about the rebound with the penalties. I mean, huge. I don't know what BA kicked them in the butt. Maybe it was all the, the embarrassment from last week, but that was huge. And then I want to give some props to Rojo. I mean, how about that running game?
Right.
3 weeks in a row, I think it is over 100.
They made a big deal about that in the stadium.
We got Keyshawn in there a little bit.
Well, we did. I was calling for Rojo to stay in there the whole time until obviously we got to that second half of that fourth quarter, and it was they were putting everybody else in. But they made a big deal about Rojo hitting the 100-yard mark. They said it was the first time
since Muscle Hamster,
since Doug Martin had hit 3 100-yard games in a row. Yeah. So congrats to Rojo. Once again, I'm glad to eat my words about the running back position this year. And again, I say, if this is what happens, I don't know how many touches Rojo had, but if this is what happens when he gets the touches, all 3 downs, or when they put McCoy in for that first drive, I was so mad. So mad. I mean, my buddy Matt will tell you, I was screaming, like, put Rojo in.
I didn't mind putting McCoy in, but when they handed it to him, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
Come on now.
Yeah. It just, feed Rojo. He's got the hot hand. You got to ride the high end, keep going with it. Give it to him 20, 25 times a game. And then, let's spread the rest around.
Yeah.
It's so nice to see, it's been the running has been so futile for so many years. It's just, if we can get that rolling and get Brady to spread the ball out. I mean, Tyler Johnson got a touchdown today. I mean, Gronk got his first one. I mean, it's just great to spread the ball out, get the whole offense involved. The offensive line, no penalties. I mean, if this is how you can do it, this is how you ride the wave to, making Tampa title town is what they said.
Yeah, right. I guess I don't know when the World Series starts, but it's either tomorrow or the day after that, and the Rays are there, and of course Tuesday. There you go. Okay, so it's okay. Next day after whatever. And then of course the Lightning, and then now the Bucs. And who would have thought that after getting Tom Brady and Gronk and Shady and Fournette, that the team that you were worried about that was going to win a title the most would be the Buccaneers.
Right.
Out of the three of them. But
it's
yeah,
I mean, especially after last week.
Yes, especially after last week. But
it's
again,
a turnaround in 1 week or less than that. Since last Thursday, which was great.
But again, the Buccaneers came out, and when they needed to run the ball, they did. I think they would have just ran it down their throat. I think it was their second to last possession, and they just kept running Rojo, and then he got tired and pulled him out, and they ran Keyshawn Vaughn. I think it was the last drive before they pulled Brady too.
Right.
And they just killed the Packers. And then after that, like, the defense had given up and they couldn't stop them. They did stop them, but the game was over, and LaFleur called it, pulled Rodgers, and that was that. And that was because they just gave the ball to Rojo, and when they had, like, we're going to run the ball, and we're going to get first down, and we're going to run out the clock, and you're going to look up, and there's going to be like 5 minutes left, and you're going to be down 28 points, and you're going to go, okay, we can't do it anymore. And it was good to see third or fourth time.
What do you think they're going to do with Fournette when he comes back?
He'll play. He's a talented player.
Yeah.
But I think, and I don't know. I always make predictions and stuff like this, and then, like, the game plan changes because they might play the Chiefs and they think that, Fournette should get the 18 to 20 touches, and Rojo should be the one that comes in the fourth quarter. Like, who knows? But, I think everyone who's watched the situation
good
closely,
to have the option.
Right? Yeah, exactly. If that time Fournette comes back, it's no guarantee that Rojo won't be injured.
And let me ask you guys this: what would you rather have as your set of options? Rojo, Fournette, and McCoy, or Peyton Barber, a second-year Rojo, and I don't even remember who was the number 3, Dare, or Muscle Hamster and Charles Sims and Mike James, or like who would you rather have as your set of options?
Don't go down with one touch. Like Charles Sims catch the ball, you touch him, he's down. These guys actually stayed on their feet of themselves.
I don't know, Charles. Every time you got Charles
it's nice
in the
to
ball,
have some breakaway ability. I mean, we saw some longer runs. It was just refreshing, and the lack of penalties was just so huge.
It was a well-played
game. No holding penalties on Donovan.
None called. It was a well-played game that, Bucs fans needed and deserved, especially coming off like one of their worst games ever, for a while, at least with the talent that they had. So it was great to see, and congratulations to all the Bucs fans. Like, you've earned this. You should feel good because, they came out there and they whooped up on arguably the best team in the NFC right now and a top 5 team in the NFL. And they laid the wood. Like, that's what we wanted. That's what we were expecting to see against Chicago. Am I right?
Yep.
And we would have probably been okay seeing the Chicago game against Green Bay. Like, if those two games were flip-flop, we would have been okay. We're fine. Well, we're in the same spot, except we beat a better team. So, and we beat ourselves Chicago game. So, be happy where we're going. We're trending in the right place, and everything's pointing up right now for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, Mike, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Let some other people call in, but thanks so much for calling in this week, and we'll talk to you next week. All right, Ren. Man, I'm not joking. They are all lining up in here. We got our good friend, John Relios, getting us in here. John, what's up, buddy?
So just when I thought that the Bears game, after that happened, we got Bears. Just when I thought that this was going to be the same old Bucs of the yesterday, same old Bucs. They do a game like this, and they totally retain themselves.
Yeah, John, I don't know what's going on. It might be where we are broadcasting live here. I can't understand a single word that you just said. Ren, did you have anything?
I think he reiterated what Zach said, was he thought it was same old Bucs, and then they came out and proved him wrong. Not proved him wrong, but made him feel better. And at the end of the day, they did what we thought we were been hoping they would do. This is a game we've been waiting since week 1.
Right.
Yeah. One unsung hero, though, was really Carlton Davis. He was locked down. Carlton Davis was locked down.
Yeah, Carlton's been locked down since about halfway through last year.
Yeah,
Hey,
he made Devontae Adams. Fantasy owners of Devontae Adams are probably pissed now.
Yeah, I don't care if he's pissed or not, but I'll tell you what. And also, hey, no DPI. Carlton Davis, first year.
Yeah, but honestly, the defense all around just played well. Defensive line played well. Nacho, great game from him. Nice to see. This was for Vita Vea. This is for Vita Vea now. This is for him, man. That's for the big man. And so I'm happy that we got the win. And and the offense was great, clicking. I think like I said last week, I think maybe VA and Tom Brady really laid into the offensive line, and they got their heads out they got their heads out of the butts, this game. They really turned around and really became really good, and that's good to see. If we can see something like that for the rest of the time, I'll be happy. Someone like that, please at least send out one or two penalties and maybe one or two mistakes, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. At least something like that.
I heard that if this is not confirmed, I just kind of heard it through the grapevine, that the offensive line had implemented a rule: you're caught if you're charged with a penalty and it's accepted, that you have to, after your shower, you have to towel off with Ryan Jensen's butt towel.
All right. Well, that's a good place. John, I'm gonna let you go. I got him still lining up over here. So we'll talk to you next week. Okay, buddy?
All right. See you guys. Go Bucs.
Go Bucs. Thanks, John.
Go Bucs. All right. Coming in next, we got Big Fudge joining us here on the chat. Big Fudge, welcome to the Pewtercast Live.
What's going on? Go Bucs. Good game today. Clean win.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Talk to us about it.
Oh man, I was a year ago going down 10 points would have made me a little nervous, but today I just relaxed because I knew Brady was going to do his thing, and the offense was clicking on all cylinders. Even though they didn't score any points in the fourth quarter, that was fine. The only thing I would have to say is, I wouldn't let Shady McCoy really run the ball because it seems like he's running on oil slicks. Like every time he gets the ball, he's going down before the defender gets there, or he's slipping on something. If you want to put him in to block and catch, I'm fine with that. But running, nah, we pass on that one.
I got to tell you, Bug Fudge, there was one play, and I don't remember exactly where it was, but he got the ball, it's probably off a pass, and he took it in for a run. And he got, 5-10 yards, maybe 20 yards. Ren, you probably know which play I'm talking about.
I do not.
No? Okay, that's fine. But he gets out there, and the only thing I'm screaming is, don't drop the ball. Don't drop the ball. Don't drop the ball. Because that's what I halfway expected just watching Shady McCoy over the last couple of years.
Yeah. First off, Big, I got to tell you, I like the Y in the Big, the BYG. That's classic. But I want to thank you for being calm during the 10-0 drubbing we were getting with a total of 3 offensive plays. I'm just hoping that Bucs fans can kind of wrangle in. I think they were just still really upset about the Chicago game.
Yeah.
And when you go down 10-0, and because offense didn't do anything wrong, defense really didn't do anything wrong. You're facing Aaron Rodgers. They ran some crossing patterns. You weren't ready for it. Devin White blitzed. He was supposed to pick up the back. The back ran around him instead of he thought he was going to block him, but he ran around him, and that's how they picked the first down early. The very first down they made, and how I know the game changed because I was here, and it was a lot of Packers fans, and every time they got a first down, they'd go 1, 2, 3, and they all go first down, and I heard that a lot, and then the second quarter I didn't hear it at all, and then I didn't hear it again until 8 minutes in the third.
Yeah,
I think they gained 54 yards on 41 plays. That's how locked down the Bucs were on defense.
Really?
Yeah, it was. They clamped them down. It was no joke.
Wait, say that again.
They gained 54 yards on 41 plays. Yes, the Bucs locked them down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I just, if you guys just saw me looking over, I was just staring down my friend who's a Packers fan. He's sitting right here between Ren and I. And he's just shaking his head.
He's very happy about that.
No,
Pure disbelief.
It was a beautiful game today. The Chicago game shouldn't have been like that, but short week, all your top targets are injured. It's sad, but I can understand the loss. But they came in and put the boot to Aaron Rodgers and the boys.
Hey, let's talk about something else that didn't happen, just as you kind of point that out.
Yeah.
We've talked about no penalties.
Uh-huh.
I think we've mentioned no turnovers in today's. What else didn't happen? Knock on wood. No injuries for the Bucs.
That's
a
true.
Big loss for the Packers was the loss of their starting left tackle.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it would have affected the outcome of the game. But that's a big loss for them going forward. But for the Buccaneers, fortunately, no big injuries that we can tell.
No big injuries. Nacho stepped up, and the Bucs just picked up a good tackle in the trade. A nose tackle that should help fill in while Vita Vea's out. So again, just staying calm. Just staying calm.
Did I miss a trade?
Steve McClendon from the Jets.
Big Fudge, help me out because Brent and I are both going, what are we talking about? Who did they just trade for?
They just traded a couple draft picks for Steve McClendon from the Jets, I want to say. He's a nose tackle. Yeah.
When did that happen?
Like 12 seconds after the game was over.
What?
Okay.
Like literally. Like as soon as the game was over, my phone was blowing up with the news of the trade.
Please tell me those were like 6th and 7th round draft picks.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Brent, that'll give us something to talk about later this week as we have a chance.
Yes, definitely.
Big Fudge, man, thank you so much for joining us here, and we'll talk to you next week. Okay, buddy?
Thank you guys. Keep doing what you do. Go Bucs.
Thanks, man.
Go Bucs.
Go Bucs. Ren, one of the best things about this show is not only do we go live, usually at 000, but it's just as soon as we can. This is also an international show, and we're bringing in our good friend who's joined us many times before, Javier, Panama City. Welcome, buddy.
Javier coming in on video chat. Long time no see, man.
Long time no see, Ren. Hey,
I know. Go ahead.
Here's my celebratory drink. You know, Old School had his cigars, and I have a craft beer. So cheers to us for being 4-2 for the first time since 2011, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably
and
not.
It's an absolute great feeling. So many positives from today. So many people have called out great performers today, but I have to give a shout out to Gronk.
Very good. Yes.
So this is the Gronk we want, and these are the types of games that we want Gronk to perform in. And also Ryan Sucker for kicking a 50-yard field goal with that win, and with our luck and with our history of kickers. I swear to God, I thought I saw a slider once he kicked it off his foot, and I was like, it's going out, it's going in, it's going out, it's going in, but it went in, and it was a true short kick. So overall, I'm super happy about this game. I'm going to enjoy this beer, probably a couple more until I'm going to enjoy tomorrow. And on Tuesday, we're focusing on the Raiders because we have to keep this going.
Yeah,
very good, Javier.
I'm right there. Yeah, good pickup with Gronk and Suck Up. You know, that's why you're one of the favorite Buck fans out there. I mean, you could have talked about any of them, but you picked up two guys no one's talked about yet. Are you at the point where you're not worried about field goals anymore?
One kick cannot erase around 12 years of bad kicking.
All right, but he's only missed one.
No, trust me, I'm absolutely confident in Ryan Sucker, no doubt about it. Great pickup, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Okay. Not willing to put a stamp on it yet.
Yeah, no, it's interesting you said that because the first time we had a kick, maybe it was the second time we had a kick, I got up to go to the bathroom, and I got to the top of the stairs just as he started to kick. And I turned around and I looked at the guy, like the security guy right there. I said, "This team has trained me. I can't not watch the field goals anymore. I've been trained over the last 5, 6, 7 years. I still have to watch. I can't just turn around." And of course, he made it, and I turned around and went to the bathroom. So, Javier, man, it's always good to see you. It's always good to get to talk to you, my friend. But we'll let you go, and we'll talk to you next week, okay?
Bye, guys.
Bye, Javier.
Hey, Javier.
All right, man. Ren, we've got just a man. They are getting in
A
here.
litany. A litany.
There is a litany. I would like to remind everybody out there who is listening. We are. Everybody wants to call in. We're going to be here till you guys stop calling or stop joining. But we are asking, just keep your conversation short, like Javier did, like Big Fudge did, like pretty much everybody has so far. But I give that particular disclaimer because of our next guest coming on the show.
Wait. Stop. Is that Warren Sapp?
That's what I thought. Okay, guys. It's not.
Okay.
I don't think so. I want to turn the camera here just so everybody can see what we're talking about. That dude right there in the let's see here. Can I get my finger
in the middle?
Right there in the big orange jersey. Kind of looks like Warren Sapp.
No. The guy in the between them, rubbing his forehead right now.
No, that's not Warren Sapp at all. The other guy looks more like Warren Sapp.
The other guy's not Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp doesn't have braids.
No.
Anyway, continue.
No, but I do think that's Franco over there, our friend Franco.
Yes, it is Franco.
Yeah, absolutely, Franco. Maybe we get him over here to drop a line for us.
No.
All right, listen, we are going to I gave the disclaimer about not spending too long just because I still have a 3.5 hour drive to get home. Because our next guest coming in, we always love getting to talk with him, and he always has so much good stuff to say. Prime, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, y'all, what's going on, man?
Talk to us, Prime.
P. Rhyme.
Look, man, I'm in Denver on vacation right now.
Oh,
and,
are you snow skiing?
Unfortunately, no. I mean, unless wifey has plans. So if she says she want to do that, then yeah, we will. And you'll see like a video on Twitter or something.
Okay.
There you go.
She said I could call in after this win. We can take a break here and call in before we go and go out for the night. So I had to call in after this one, bro. This win was fucking insane, right?
Yeah.
Admittedly, been drinking Crown of Coke in celebration. Look here. I understand we put up 38 and 31 of that was from the defense. Was from the offense. But I have to give, honestly, I didn't get to hear all the other calls because I haven't been able to listen. But I have to give credit, man, to the defense. Like, the defense was, overall, this is the best Bucs game I've seen in my entire life.
Ooh.
And let's exclude the Super Bowl because it's the Super Bowl. But right. I'm gonna go back to the 1997 up to 2003 Buccaneers teams, which is the the gold standard for Buccaneers football.
Even Silver Age.
Silver Age. Even with that, I can't think of a time when we faced a quarterback who pretty much everybody thought was going to run through us.
Right.
And the defense flipped the switch and changed the entire game to that drastic of a difference. Once Dean had that interception, and I almost wanted to make him player of the game just for kicking it off. But once he had that interception, man, Rodgers couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
Like, Rodgers didn't do a damn thing, and that's Aaron Rodgers. And this is Aaron Rodgers who's been tearing up the league for the first 4 games of the season.
Yep.
So it's not like he's down on, it's like, oh, he's older. Whatever. No. Aaron Rodgers has been ripping people up. And even with that, facing that Green Bay team, that Aaron Rodgers, this defense made Aaron Rodgers look, honestly, you know how people say he makes you look moral? Nah, guys, like, they made Aaron Rodgers look fucking pathetic, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he was inept as hell. He couldn't, and not just him. And I have to give credit to this. I even want to give credit to Sue and the rest of the defense on getting in Aaron Rodgers' head. He looked completely off. I kept hearing the announcers say, like, oh, yeah, he's out of sorts. And people on Twitter were saying, he's out of sorts. No. It's not just he's out of sorts. The defense has put him in that position where he can't do what he wants to do. And the Packers can't do what they want to do. You have to give credit to the team for actually doing that. You know what I'm saying? And 2 other interceptions were dropped between CB3 and Winfield.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the stat line would have been even worse. But at no point, once the defense turned on, there wasn't a single point where I think any of us felt that Aaron Rodgers could do anything with his fucking defense.
Yeah.
Not a goddamn thing.
I tweeted out at halftime, like, not only where the DBs were making it tough for Rodgers to throw the ball, but then he would scramble and extend the play, and then he would still have to throw the ball away. And I was almost afraid to tweet it out at halftime because I didn't want it to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't want to jinx it.
I did not want to jinx it, but as far as making someone of Aaron Rodgers' experience and caliber confused and not having a place to go with the ball, especially with a guy who can buy that much time just by scooting around in the pocket, and then after all of that can break containment and pick up big chunks of yards. I mean, you saw it, like his last scramble, like Devin White couldn't catch him. White,
I was surprised. He's fast as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, Rodgers can move. So what they did to him, after that second possession was beyond impressive. Like they were not ready for that, and it sounds like Todd Bowles sort of had this special Green Bay Aaron Rodgers package that he hasn't, shown yet, and it worked, man, and it I mean, what can you say? It was just awesome to watch.
I got to tell you guys something.
Go ahead.
I got to tell you guys something about that Aaron Rodgers pick. Is that was his first interception of the year?
Yeah.
And then he comes out like 2 throws later and throws the second one of the year.
Yeah.
And then throws 2
that
more.
Second one damn near went for a pick six.
Yes. And then threw 2 other passes that should have been picked if they just weren't dropped. Like he has no interceptions all year. He throws a pick 6 and another pick, and then not just that, he can't get he can't get anything going. Todd Bowles is a defensive mastermind. It's. I'll ask you two this. I want to ask y'all this.
Sure.
When have you ever seen this? This is beyond just the Bucs. When have you ever seen Aaron Rodgers make him look the way he looked today? With any team.
Sorry, Franco stopped by the table.
I can't remember any time.
I can't remember anything. But what I can remember when you open up the phone call about seeing a Buccaneers, team defense take beat a team that nationally and even Buc fans thought were going to walk right through us. And I saw this on Twitter, and at first I didn't agree with it, but now sort of like the game over and digesting a little bit, was when the 49ers came to town. When the Tony Dungy team first sort of hit the map was Steve Young, Jerry Rice. They came in, to play the Bucs at Raymond James Stadium, and they beat them.
Damn good call.
Yeah,
damn
and they beat
good
them.
Call.
I think they knocked them. I know they knocked Jerry out of the game, but I think they knocked both of them out of the game and just kind of like beat them up. And it was like, what is this?
Was it and I don't remember, was it as dominant and embarrassing of a loss, I'm talking about for the 49ers, as this one? So if I was a Packers fan, 4-0, Aaron Rodgers throwing interception for the year, so on and so forth, this is a demoralizing loss.
What about the Seattle game a couple of years ago when Mike Smith went on that 5-game win streak run?
Even that didn't feel like this. I'll be honest with you.
I'm with you. And with the 49ers game, too, I'm with you as well because, you can always Jerry Rice got hurt early, and he did, and the Bucs didn't put as many points up as they did today against the 49ers defense. They just kind of physically beat them up and won the game. And I think it was the same thing with the Seattle game. Like, Seattle just couldn't move the ball at all. And when, push came to shove and Wilson had to push it down the field, it was a pick to end the game. So, but this game was over at halftime, and you wanted to believe it, but after a couple of possessions in the third, you're like, yeah, this game's over. The game's over. The offense scored like 4 times in a row.
And it wasn't just the fact of the defense getting a pick 6 or scored. It's the fact that, and I think Big Fudge mentioned it when he said they gained like 54 yards on 41 possessions. It's that. It's the fact that the Packers couldn't move the fucking ball.
No.
So it's not just that you couldn't score. It wasn't that they were driving up the field and then turning the ball over or driving a little bit and then punting. They couldn't move the fucking ball, bro.
They couldn't get a first down.
Exactly. Like that. And listen, it's unrealistic to hold any defense to say, here's what your standard should be. But that showed you how good of a game the defense played when you say, hey, we can't expect them to do this. This in the current, think about the NFL we're playing in, the NFL that wants high-scoring games, the NFL that lends itself to a player like Aaron Rodgers putting up a lot of points. And in that NFL, our defense shut the shit down, bro.
Yeah.
And I want to say, also a couple other thoughts for hop off. The fans being there, I think, made a big difference, especially for defense. Defense is very emotional, and so the fans being there, and I heard them. I could hear the fans. So shout out to everybody, including you two. Shout out to everybody who was there. I don't know if did it feel loud at the game?
It's. No, I can't say it felt loud, but the fans felt present. Does that make sense? Like it felt like there was only 16,000 people in the stands, and like only 12,000 of them were Bucs fans. You know? Like that's what it felt like. But they were present.
Gotcha. And so on TV, from the television, it felt. You know what? Even if let's say I took away loud and I used a word for present, okay?
Yeah.
Each time the defense, like once the defense started making plays, you could feel the fans. Like from the TV, we could feel the fans doing the same shit that I was doing over here in this hotel room and yelling and jumping and cussing out Aaron Rodgers, so on and so forth. I could feel that from here, and I believe the defense feeds off of that. So shout out to the 12,000 or however many fans were there for actually making yourselves known, like real talk. And shout out to the Buccaneers for performing on a nationally televised game. That's a big thing that we know as fans. A lot of these nationally televised games, they don't go well. So, you know what I mean? So shout out to against Aaron Rodgers, nationally televised game, and the team balling out to the point that the national audience can look and say, yo, Levante David is kind of fucking good.
Yeah, Levante David definitely needs it. So, hey, Prime, I think that's a great place to end this one. Shouting out to everybody. We're definitely going to talk to you next week, though, okay, my friend? And you enjoy your trip to the Mile High City, and you enjoy whatever you're doing to celebrate later and join the Mile High Club, brother. All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right, y'all. Later.
Later. Thanks, Prime.
All right. Ren, I got one more who's lined up in the chat room tonight.
Sure.
And for everyone out there who's listening, I think I know what's about to happen here. For everyone who's out there listening, you want to go to the YouTube video and watch this.
Oh, no.
Because something's about to happen. I think it could be a total disaster or it could be awesome to watch. So let's bring C-Dub in, who's been on me all day about wanting to get here. C-Dub, welcome to the show. We're at the 53-minute mark in the show. Tell us what's going on.
Get the minute mark.
Talk to us, C-Dub. What's going on? I don't know that he can hear us. C-Dub, yo, you're on. You're on. C-Dub, go.
He's holding up a picture of something.
Yeah, he is.
So this is the first time I watched the Packers lose. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got you, buddy. C-Dub.
He's on a huge delay. He's on a huge delay.
Yeah. All right. C-Dub, start talking to us when you hear about us. Brent, talk to me about something else from this game.
I really like the long, awkward silences.
Yes. Yes. I'm begging you for help right now as I'm so distracted by everything going on.
I know. No, just gonna let you hang out to dry.
There's a delay.
Go. He just told you to tell you to talk.
Right. Turn it on.
Okay.
Yeah, he's figuring us out. C-Dub, get us figured out, and we'll get you back in, all right? All right. With that, so.
Yes.
Buccaneers.
4-2.
Fantastic game. 4-2. Thank you for saying that because I was trying to figure out what they were. Dominant game. One of the things I kept seeing out there is the phrase statement game.
Right.
Statement game. Is this actually a statement game to the rest of the NFL that the Buccaneers are here, or was this just a really good win?
No, it's a statement game without a doubt. You know, it would have been a statement game. Just imagine what it would have been nationally if the Bucs slipped to 3-3. You know, when ESPN and NFL Network and Fox gave us a Super Bowl, 2 days after, Brady signed as a free agent. And all the other fans around the league had to listen to that for like 4 months. About like it's over. It's the Bucs. Like I wasn't us saying it, but so yeah, it's obviously a statement game, especially again coming off that Chicago game, which was a national televised game. This was just about a national televised game because it was the Dolphins and Jets and it was us. Some people didn't have a choice, but most of the United States watched this game. We had the number one broadcast crew, again from Fox with us. So yeah, I don't see how it's not. But again, having said all that, you got to focus up.
Yeah.
Can't have another 100 yards and penalties, because this team seems to start to believe their own press clippings.
Yeah.
It seems to, like, you can't say they do because they're never going to admit it, except for Demir Dotson used to say it. Like, he started to bury their own press clippings. What we saw in Cutter's years. You might even saw it last year in BA's. So it's one of these things where it's really hard to put, wins together. That's why that 3-game win streak was so that felt so good and was so nice to see. So yeah, I mean, they're saying the same thing. Just keep it together, keep it rolling, try to get better. It's always a lot easier to learn from your mistakes when you win than when you lose. A lot more fun. I shouldn't say easier. It's a lot more fun. So yeah, I mean, you couldn't have scripted it any better. Like if you gave me 3 choices, like what do you think is going to happen in this game? This would not have been one of them. I would have been like Packers blowout, Bucs win a close one in a shootout, Bucs lose a close one, low scoring 21-20, something like that. That would have been my 3.
All right. So other question that I have for you then. What about we've heard several things about no penalties and no turnovers and all of these things.
Yeah.
This is one game.
Yeah.
Have the Bucs turned the corner? Like where do we as fans need to be careful about like we all want to celebrate today. Today is our day to celebrate. But where do we really need to be careful about going too far ahead of where the Bucs are?
You can go as far as you want. That's what fans do. We're going 16-0 even though we've lost 2 games already. Like it's it. We're going to win 18 regular season games and then we have 2 losses. Like it doesn't matter. Go as far as you want. Now for me,
because we're going to the ship. We're going to the ship.
It's the worst. But so be whatever you want. But just don't when things start to go bad for a quarter or a half of a quarter somewhere in the future. Like just let the game play out. We're gonna lose another game this year. We are. We're gonna look like Green Bay did in this game, probably down the line somewhere. We might lose to a team like Atlanta, but as long as we're making strides and it all starts to come together late in the season, we make the playoffs. We have the extra, there's 7 playoff spots instead of 6. So, the odds are in our favor and we'll just see see how it goes. So I guess the best thing to build off this is another great day for the offensive line. Probably the best defensive effort I've seen since the Seattle game, as far as the Buccaneers defense, even though it was Smith's defense. And, Rojo, give him the ball.
I like it.
Give Rojo the ball.
All right, so 2 questions and we're going to get out of here. The first one is this. In our Buck in the News show, we do a predictive MVP. I sent this out as a Twitter poll. Ren, who do you give your MVP of the game to?
I wanted to give it to Godwin in the first half because I was like, before he was a guy I picked, and I'm like, you're going to see how he opens up the middle of the field and makes this offense go, and you saw it early. But in the second half, I think Mike Evans had one catch, like 2 targets, 1 catch.
Yeah, 2 targets, 1 catch for 10 yards.
Yeah, Godwin ended up tying, I think, Gronk with receptions with 6 or 5, but didn't really make any splash plays, as in converting 30 third downs into first downs in the second half and things like that. So I'm giving it to Carlton Davis, and it's more of an accumulative.
Wow. Okay.
It's more of a cumulative because what he's done for 11, 12 games now. Well, maybe not quite that many, 10 games, not too far off, but the way the defensive back is playing, I know it's easy to give it to Jamel Dean, because he had the pick 6 and got the turn, but I think Carlton Davis is a much better cornerback than he is, and he's shown it week after week after week. Just like a couple of weeks ago where I said, it's time to believe in this run defense. No one's going to run on him. It's been 24 games. No one's going to do it. It's just time to expect it. For Carlton Davis, it's time to expect for number 1 receivers to have bad days against him.
Right.
And that's why he's getting my sword.
Right. And hey, by the way, that run defense you just talked about, they did it today without Vita Vea.
Yep.
Which I think was a surprise to everybody.
Yep. And what Old School talked about, Anthony Nelson was down inside, putting his hand in the dirt a lot. And then, of course, Golston probably had his best year in 3 or 4 years as a run defender, and even as getting to the quarterback. He didn't get home, but he knocked down Rodgers. He was the first person to sort of get into Rodgers' grill early, knocking him down. So, shout out to those guys. It was really scary for me because the Packers are, I think Baltimore is 1, but the Packers are 2 in rushing yards per game. And, Baltimore's kind of a farce because, half of it comes from their quarterback, which is fine, but when you look at sort of teams that run the ball well, it's like Tennessee, and surprisingly enough, it was Green Bay. And again, we just shut them down. But to answer your question, Carlton Davis is my sword.
All right. Who's your skull?
Everyone who freaked out. I thought that's who's getting it. I kind of messed it up because I didn't want. I couldn't think of anybody. If with no penalties, you can't even blame it on a penalty. You're gonna blame SMB because he looked lost for the first 2 drives a little bit, but he was fine the rest of the game. So I'm giving all the Bucs fans that freaked out and okay, here's the blowout. The blowout's gone. Get rid of Bruce Arians. This is dumb. Same old Bucs. Everyone who freaked out after the Bucs had 3 offensive plays in the total first quarter and were down 10 points. That I don't care if you jump off the train, but don't tweet it out on my timeline because you look dumb because look, 38-10, and I have people
a lot of football left at that point in the game. You can't,
so it's a lot of game left. So that's just what happens. You got to wait and let it play out. So that's who gets my skull is the people that freaked out after the first 15 minutes and 10 offensive plays of the game.
Yeah, I think we would have to ask Derek if the crowd has ever gotten the skull or if people on Twitter have ever gotten the skull, though I'm sure there are plenty of times over the years he would have loved to have given it to them. I think for me, you make a really good argument about Carlton Davis being the sword of the game. Jamel Dean is really easy, but Jamel Dean's play was one play.
Yep.
And it was a play that granted changed the momentum of the game. But when I think back about just the simple question of whose number did I see called the most? Who did I see make the most plays? Who stood out to me the most? And in this particular game, I think I predicted it to be Rojo. But in this particular game, it was Levante David.
Yeah.
I think Levante David proved once again why he is a top, maybe the top linebacker. Yeah. And I said to my friend I was like, it is a travesty that he has not had more Pro Bowls over the course of his career. And that's just because of the way that they do the Pro Bowl thing. But he's just, man, and I've seen lots of people in our chat room tonight talking about giving Levante the national recognition that he deserves. Right. I'm fully in support of that. As far as a skull, I mean, you're right. It's really hard to think of anybody. If you had to give the skull to somebody, Shady McCoy had a dropped pass, I think. Cyril Grayson Jr. came in garbage time and didn't catch a pass from Blaine Gabbert, and I think it might have gone off his helmet again.
Sure.
No, it didn't. But you're right. It's hard to give that to.
I think
to
Brady
anyone.
was only 70%, so it means he missed on 30% of his passes. Give to him.
Did you see? Looking at the quarterback ratings for when the two backups came in, like their guy Boyle was 0 for 0 targets and had a 0 quarterback rating. Our guy Gabbert was 0 for 1 target and had a 40-point quarterback rating. The only difference was he tried once and the other guy didn't.
Every time we throw a pass, you get 40 points.
That's great. Don't even have to catch it. You just
gotta throw it.
But gosh, I don't. I'm gonna give my skull this week to the water boy because I saw somebody looking for water and they looked thirsty. That's
heads will roll.
Right, heads will roll. Looking over to the chat room though, some people are. Let's go and see what they're saying. We got sword for Rojo. We got another sword for Rojo. We got a sword for Levante coming in here. Somebody doubled up and said David and Rojo with the skulls of being Sean Murphy Bunting and Shady McCoy. Why would Sean Murphy Bunting get a skull?
He looked lost in those first 2 drives. Like,
all right,
you know how I complain about how Devin White runs to his zone spot and then doesn't cover ready in his zone?
Yep.
Sean Murphy Bunting did that like twice during those first 2 drives, and one time spun around totally the opposite way when the pass was thrown his way. Like he looked back at the wide receiver, then looked back at Rodgers, then he threw it to the guy, and then turned the total opposite way, and then missed the tackle. And it was just like, man, like you gotta. But then you see what Rodgers did the rest of the game. If Sean Murphy Bunting would have a bad game, then his guy would have been open, and he wasn't because he dumped the ball time after time after time and threw it out of bounds time after time after time. So
I will never understand how you are able to remember details like that from individual plays over the course of the game.
I have a lot of F's in my 4-letter grade scale that wackadoodle does, that psychologist.
Other swords we got out there. Sword going to Jamel Dean that just changed the whole game. Skull is going to McCoy, though some people changed his mind about McCoy during the mid-deal. Skull for McCoy again. The sword from Greco Suave is going out to the fans out there. Woo woo Greco. Wes O'Connor says he doesn't have any idea who a skull should be. Devin White getting a sword from Ghost. And Joey says the skull goes to Levante David and the skull over to McCoy. I mean, it's interesting. McCoy wasn't in the game a whole lot, and he's the one getting the bag just because he had a dropped pass.
Dropped a pass, and he had a 2-yard loss that wasn't his fault.
Right. But if you got to give it to somebody, that's the one that pops up in your brain, right? Yeah. Ghost giving Todd Bowles a sword. I like that.
Nice.
O-line getting a sword from somebody. Defense getting something I wasn't able to follow, and maybe you were. How was the O-line specifically Donovan Smith?
He was fine. I mean, there was no sacks. I don't think they gave up a sack. But there was one play that they showed on replay where he just tackled the guy and they didn't call him for it. But he no penalties, and I guess no penalties and you win by 28. Like what's and you rush for 100 yards, and I don't think there was any sacks. He got hit a couple times, so it's hard to give a skull to anybody. I mean, I get it, because Donovan Smith is gonna get us pissed off again sometime this year. So just give him a proactive skull. Like this is for the next game when you like.
Well, this one was a sword actually, not the skull. It was a sword for the O-line.
Oh, sword for the O-line, yeah.
Yeah, sword for the O-line.
That's right. Yeah. The O-line played awesome. I mean, again, look at the things that matter.
Right. We got a skull for Cyril Grayson.
Sure. Whatever.
Let's see here. Somebody gave a sword to 38 unanswered points. We got a sword for Gronk out there.
Yeah.
And skull on Pinion.
Sure. Why not? He's a punter.
Skull on Zach Trenier, the long
He did
snapper.
well when we were down 10-0. He punted and it was a short punt. It was only like 29 yards. I saw that on Twitter. People were like, "Oh, to top everything else off, and he gets a punt." So, what are you gonna do? Sure. And his name's Pinion, and it's like Pinhead.
There you go. All right, Ren, we're going to try this one more time, and if it doesn't work, we're going to call it and get out of here. C-Dub coming back into it. Talk to us about what's going on, buddy.
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, this is the first time I witnessed Aaron Rodgers lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was the first throwback game with Josh Freeman.
Right.
I witnessed it, and I told Brent that if the Bucs win or lose, I'm gonna do this, the one chip challenge. This is hot.
Now, for those that are listening to the C-Dub was actually pretty good.
I'm gonna I'm here. And I'm going to take it for the team because I'm a Bucs fan. I'm going to regret to do this.
He's eating a Carolina Reaper chip.
Yes.
Is it like a ghost pepper chip?
This is for the Bucs. Aaron Rodgers, I hate you. Go Bucs.
C-Dub is live streaming his death on StreamYard.
Right. So we'll narrate this for the audio audience. He is eating the chip. He's saying it is hot. The tears are starting to well in his eyes.
Yes.
Oh, he's about to throw up. He's about to vomit. This is at minute 111 on the video feed for anybody. Oh, he's starting to rock back and forth, shaking his head. Ooh, starting to breathe. Starting to, here he goes. Bringing out the milk. Bringing out the milk. Don't do it. Uh-oh. There we go. C-Dub holding up earlier a picture from the last Green Bay game where we shut him. What did you say? Where we shut him out? When Josh Freeman was a quarterback?
We didn't shut him out. We just won.
You got to go 5 minutes, bro.
5 minutes. We're not going to hang around for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not going to hang on to you for 5 minutes, but C-Dub, he is hurting. C-Dub is hurt. He's got the glass of milk in his hand. Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
C-Dub, you hang with us. You stay right there. Don't you go anywhere. While he's doing that, Ren, we'll go ahead and sign off, and then I'll just throw his video up for anybody who wants to keep watching. Ren, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back later this week, you guys. Make sure you join us. Tell the folks where they can find you out there on the internet.
What is going on? The best place to find me is on Twitter at Rendax, REN_DAXT. I'm always down to talk Buccaneers football, but if you don't want to put your tweet out there because it's a little too hot, you can always slide in my DMs and I'll talk Buccaneers football with you there as well too. Hey man, look, Brent, it's the guy from the airport.
Oh, there you go. Hey, if you guys want to get in touch with me, you find me at Brent Allen Live across all the social media. C-Dub is hot over there. You can find the show at the Pewtercast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Find us on youtube.com/ThePewtercast. Subscribe, like us, click the bell icon to be notified every single time we go live. Normally we're in our studio. We don't have all this background. I'd like to thank you to the Press Box and everybody out here at the Press Box. You guys are awesome for letting us come out here. You guys make sure you come out here, patronize them, get some wings with our super dope and some beer. And that's going to do it. I'm going to leave C-Dub's thing up, and Ren and I are going to get out of here. Peace out, guys. And until next time, go Bucs.
Oh my God, it's so hot. Oh my God, so hot. You're tormented. Oh my God, so hot. How many? Between me and you, how many got? What?
Yeah, C-Dub, you're still live. We're watching. Keep going, buddy.
It's so hot. My ears are ringing so bad. I'm going to take a sip of this milk, but I have to wait.
What's your time at right now, C-Dub? I don't have a timer on you. What's your time?
4 minutes.
I got to wait at least 5. My ears are on fire. I can't hear shit. Ooh, it's hot. And look at my tears.
man eating a Ghost Reaper, Carolina Reaper chip in honor of the Bucs beating down on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers.
Oh, it sucks. Don't do this. If you're sane, don't do this.
All right, you can do it now. 5 minutes.
Oh, he's finally hit the 5-minute mark. Whoa.
Drink, bro. You got hit the 5-minute mark.
All right, now he's drinking milk.
All right, now just wash it in your mouth.
I'm tearing up.
Hey, C-Dub, get rid of the glove that you touched the chip on, man. You don't want to accidentally touch your eyeballs or something with it. Whatever you touch the chip with, get rid of that. There you go.
Oh, man.
How you feeling?
I must be a Bucs fan. My ears are ringing so bad.
Hey, you gonna hold it down, or is it all coming up?
I'm gonna hold it down, but it sucks. My mouth is on fire.
You got everybody watching right now. Nobody has signed off, C-Dub. Nobody.
I'm crying. Look at my eyes. I'm crying right now. I must feel like Aaron Rodgers with the Bucs D line breathing down his neck. Woo. Oh my God. Whew. So hot, guys. Oh.
C-Dub, talk to us.
It's so hot. My ears are ringing so bad, guys. Oh my God. I'm stuffy. Back of my throat burns. It's so bad.
C-Dub, how long does this kind of stuff last? Is this going to stay with you like for the next day or two? Or is this done in 15, 20 minutes? How does this work?
All I know is I don't want to go tomorrow to use the restroom.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. When this comes out I'm not even going to talk about that.
It's so bad right now, guys. But I wanted to do this for the Bucs, man. The Bucs deserve this. They play like they play like a playoff. They play like a playoff team. It's worth every penny. The Rays went to the World Series. It's worth it. But oh my God, does it suck? Oh my God. Whew. It's hard to breathe right now. Oh, let them get the hiccups.
CW, you got somebody in case the bad stuff happens, right?
Yeah, I got some Prilosec.
All right.
I got some Vaseline. But I wanted to do this for my team. It's worth it. I'll do it again if they go to the Super Bowl. I'll even do something hotter if there's anything out there.
Oh, my gosh.
But
oh, my gosh.
I know you can see the puffiness around my eyes. It's hot, guys. Don't take this challenge lightly. Where's the beer when you need one?
I'm not sure that a beer is what you want after eating that right now, brother.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to take this muscle milk. Sponsored by the Bucs. Brent, what you think about the Raiders, man? Off. You hear me, Ren? No? All right. I'm signing off. Go Bucs. Nice W. Let's go.